I'm scared to die in a manic place.
Mhm.
Like I don't want the cancer journey to cause me not to be able to manage my illness, excuse me, in a way where I'm not a good husband, and then I die.
And so recognizing you're experiencing over medication now. So as soon as you started, we talked about that. And after the first couple of times, as soon as you started feeling that, I'm like, as soon as you experience that, call True Hope. This is over medication. This is what your brain does when it's over medicated. And then we figured out the timing for once you titrated down from the medication, once you went down a little bit, how long did that withdrawal experience last? And I think for you it was about 72 hours. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so what we did was we developed a plan. You developed a plan for what you were going to do for that time so that you minimized the impact on your family. So do you want to talk a little bit about what that experience was like, and how did you, I want to hear from Travis and Sue about that, changes that you experienced in that.
Sure. I would say during that, I think what brought it to kind of a point where like, oh my goodness, we've got to have a plan, is I was in the 72-hour window of being not stable, very irritable, just not a fun person to be around. Like a dog barking could set me off, like in a bad way. We had some friends in town from out of town that came to church, and Sue invited them to come back to our house and bring their kids, because I've always, like, we bought a house with an in-ground pool, and I've always said, like, I don't like, am I going to get in? Sure. I just want kids to come over to our house and have fun. So in Sue's mind, she's like, let me help Travis. And in my sick, not regulated mind, I'm like, she knows, like what she just said earlier in my mind, even though I haven't said it, I'm like, she knows this is a bad idea, but she did it anyhow. Like, and I left our house, like, with them here, left, didn't say bye. I just said to her, I'm leaving. I can't deal with this. I'm going to the beach, because we don't live on the ocean, but we live like a 10-minute drive from the beach. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to the beach. Call me when everybody's gone. I don't care what time it is. And I will admit it. Like, I'm not telling you to kick them out. I'm just telling you I'm leaving. I can't deal with these 7 kids running around our house and these 4 adults that I'm friends with. But right now, I don't want to speak to them. Like, I'm just leaving. And I think we talked to you about that. And that was when it's like, wait a minute, you guys need to see that Travis gets over medicated about every 2 weeks. And then you bring the Lamictal down the amount that True Hope said, which was 50 milligrams at a time with me, which I get could be completely different with someone else. And there's about a 72-hour window where I'm just an irritable, challenging to deal with or live with person. And part of the plan was, if Sue wanted to have people over, because that's something that she always enjoys, and something that I enjoy most of the time, but not always, then Sue just knew that if she had someone over during that 72-hour window, it meant I was not going to be home. And like, once we kind of had that plan, that gave Sue the freedom to do what she wants to do. But kind of with the knowledge that, like, hey, if people come over, Travis, just let Travis know up front, like, hey, people are coming over, so that I can leave prior to them getting here and just be gone and go walk on the beach and try to stay in my happy space. And part of the plan even became, like, just during that 3-day period, like, whatever responsibilities I had, just they went to the side and we worked. I can't think of the correct term, Michelle, but
the power priorities.
Power priorities. Like, we had power priorities, which is pretty much making sure that I'm eating healthy. Yeah. That was my responsibility during that 3 days. Everything else, just, there was zero expectations of me during that time, because if there was expectations, I was going to screw them up anyhow. So it was just best to have to have no or very, very minimal expectations for that 3 days. And then I would stabilize and I'd be good for about another 2 weeks. So once you help us kind of create that plan, which was just that, I go down to power priorities and whatever's on my schedule gets cleared so that I had no responsibilities during that time.
Yeah. I think if I remember correctly also that we talked a little bit about having somebody else, like a man, that you could talk to, right? So that it wasn't all on your wife to support you through that if you were feeling this agitation, you needed to vent or talk or something, you were going to have a buddy that you designated. That was somebody that was going to be on your team. Is that, am I remembering that right?
Yeah, you are. And it's funny that you say that, Michelle, because I'm meeting with 2 people on that list tomorrow. One of them just texted me back. I saw that. And he's somebody that knows, he knows the delusion I lived. He knows but both of the guys I'm meeting with tomorrow there's no secrets I have with them. They know everything. And I reached out to them this morning because I'm like, wait a minute, this is not actually one of them. He and I've been communicating for a week now. And it just happens to be that we're getting together tomorrow. The other one I reached out to this morning because I'm like, I'm starting to believe a delusion that I know is not real.
Yeah.
I need to reach out. Okay. I can't control what I'm eating right now in a healthy way. I can't take True Hope supplements. Okay. What else is in my mood cycle survival guide? Reach out to a network of people. Now that I'm starting to get some energy, I'm going to go for a walk tomorrow, do things. So that's part of the mood cycle survival guide. And it's just funny that the people, 2 of the people on that list that are people that know everything about me, I'm meeting with tomorrow, kind of real world example right now to help deal with symptoms that have presented themselves, given the cancer battle that I'm fighting and how that's caused me to have to almost put my mental wellness journey not on pause, but kind of cause certain.
It's lower on the priority list than physically surviving, your body.
Yeah. So, but part of that too is, okay, how do I best manage? The last thing, I'm scared to die in a manic place. Mm-hmm. I don't want the cancer journey to cause me not to be able to manage my illness, in a way where I'm not a good husband, and then I die. I want to, I guess part of the cancer journey, I want to live well. I want to be a good husband, a good father, a good friend, regardless of what I've got going on. Yeah. And that, I don't know why that just hit me so suddenly, but it's I don't, probably because I'm today's the first day I can tell you I've had the holy crap, beginning to feel like this delusion is real, and I know it's not. And I don't want to die having expressed that on the last day that I'm on earth. And when I say that, I don't part of the cancer journey too is just realizing we're all going to die. And I know that seems so logical. Everybody knows that. Well, until you're really faced with your own mortality the way I've been, I think most of us think that we're going to die when we're 102 years old after seeing our great grandkids born. It's going to be an amazing day, and we're going to die at 3:00 in the morning, in our sleep peacefully. And even though I worked a job where I knew that wasn't true, I didn't really know that applied to me too. And being faced with my mortality, I don't want to have a bad interaction with Sue based off of me believing a delusion and leave my house and die in a car wreck.